Oh my god, guys, we finally got our first victory. Oh my god, you know it's 2-1, bro. Humanity finally got its first victory, bro. Oh my god, this is so emotional, bro. I don't know why. This series is very enlightening. I don't care what nobody says. The stories and the particular people they chose, phenomenal. I'm so proud of the writers and the producers of this friggin' series. And also, guess what? Season 3 is coming up in December. But yo, oh my god, Kojiro defeated Poseidon, bro. All of the training, all of his losses, he was considered the greatest loser, and he kept he felt whenever he felt like he was drowning in battle, he literally pulled himself up out of the water. He remembered everything everyone taught him. He remembered his enlightenment. He remembered, like, this is so awesome. I'm glad we finally got a victory, bro. He literally killed Poseidon. Poseidon was ignorant. He was only fighting to prove that he was the best. Kojiro was fighting for everybody. Everybody that taught him. His masters before him who made him the brave greatest warrior ever. You feel me? And they talked about how he wasn't like written down in history except like one time for one particular battle. You feel me? But that's because he went ghost so many times on trying to fix like his craft of becoming the greatest swordsman, of understanding like the different sword types and movements that he learned from losing all those times, bro. And he was like, sometimes you have to like be, I already knew from the beginning I was going to be in defeat, but I knew at the end I was gonna be in victory. And that's a word within itself, bro. Sometimes it be feeling like, bro, you're defeated only for you to soon be in your victory. You know what I mean? Like, I'm literally crying with everybody else. I'm literally crying, bro. We finally got our first victory. I really hope, you feel me, we're serious, because this is how I felt, you feel me, with Adam, bro. I really thought Adam was gonna take it home for us, but he ended up dying, but was still swinging. Isn't that crazy? Despite, you feel me, like I don't know. I don't want to try to be all like, and shit like that, but that was crazy. He was gone, but his spirit was still fighting him, because he was like, I'm fighting for my family. You feel me? I'm not fighting for revenge. I'm not fighting, you feel me, because I hate y'all that much. I'm fighting because I'm a man. I'm taking care of my family. I'm protecting my family. I'm a father first. You feel me? Like, shout out to Adam. I'm so sad that he lost, because he was a G. But shout out to Kochigo. Oh my gosh. I'm like crying. Like, it was so crazy watching. This is like the best series I've watched in a long time. And I feel like I always say that, so that means that, like, I don't know. But like, I'm so serious, bruh. I'm so glad I friggin' watched this. I'm so glad this Valkyrie's sister didn't die, especially because of her powers. Like, she split between the trembling and the thundering. You feel me? And when she broke initially, I think it was in the battle. What episode? This is 12. I think it was in 11, where they were fighting and Poseidon broke his sword. You feel me? And then after he broke, he was like, "Nigga, I'm not giving up. This is reminding me of a fight I had before, and I can't lose now. This is the time I cannot surrender. I cannot quit now. All this work that I put in, bro, I cannot quit." He pushed himself and he grabbed that other piece, you feel me, that broke. He had it in his hand. He's like, I refuse to lose to a friggin' jackass, bro. That's basically what he said, bro. Your spirit is trash. He's funny. He's comical. Poseidon was talking about how he's so perfect or whatever, and that, you feel me, what's the reason for, you feel me, accepting praise, accepting gratitude. I'm a god. You're supposed to want to praise me. You're supposed to want to do da for me. And he was like, that sounds depressing as fuck. To not have gratitude, to not be grateful for those around you, to not, you feel me, appreciate that you actually have people who like adore you and see you in this beautiful light. He was like, bitch, I'm not losing to someone like you. You feel me? If I do, you feel me, that will say who I am as a person. I cannot go out like that. And he literally dug deep within himself and beat him. All of his works, all of his training, the beautiful thing about each episode, it helps you understand the warrior's path, their reasoning, their morals, their drive, their grit. And these two were perfect to be together. This Valkyrie sister and him, they're perfect together. Not only was he a perfect swordsman with one hand, he became a literal G with two, and that was beautiful because he had the trembling and the thunder together. And also, when she knew that she had to fight, you feel me? Because she was consoling her younger sister because she was so sad that her, the seventh sister passed away. So far we lost number 3, and or was it 4? Hold on. So this was the second Valkyrie that tributed herself to Kojiro. For some reason I keep forgetting these people's names. And then unfortunately who passed away was the 4th and the 7th sister. You feel me? And the second sister, you feel me, she's like under Berdurin, you feel me, who's the first, who's organizing her sisters to fight. So she's the eldest. So the second eldest was very, very powerful, and I'm just blown away. This battle was crazy. We're really the underdog, and that's what they said. It was so funny that they said that, because this whole time in this whole Ragnarok, we have been the underdog this whole time, bro. This whole time we finally got a W, and they called him the underdog as well. And it doesn't, and one of those so crazy, when the announcer was announcing him, he was naming so many different people who were acknowledged within history as sword fighters, and he was like, nobody really knows him, da 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 da. But people who got to witness him in history, you feel me, through word of mouth and stuff like that. But a lot of the reason why a lot of his things weren't documented is because he took time to train. Like one of his masters, like, wow, he hasn't came to my dojo in like for how so long. He dedicated 4 years of solitude and of training and just being defeated, losses after loss after losses, to finally get to a place to where he could predict people's movement. He was able to channel different energies that he learned from learning his teachings within nature and within different masters he came across. Like that is so beautiful. Like, and it's low-key encouraging me to like keep going within, you feel me, pushing myself further and further and further. This, like, you feel me, not like just further and further, if that makes sense. Like, he literally took time to dedicate himself to learning, to growing, despite experiencing failure after failure after failure, or loss after loss after loss. And he was like, after he won, he was like, it feels good to finally be a winner. I can get used to this feeling. Like, wow, bro. This series, bro, like, oh my gosh, I just love it here. This is so good. Bitch, this is better than fucking football, baseball, all that shit, bitch. This is the most entertaining shit I ever watched in my life. Like, for real. I really, like, you feel me? There's a couple animes. Like, the first anime I watched, of course, will always be in my heart. But, bro, Ragnarok? Different type. I think it's really because, like, there's always an underlying spirit. I feel like every anime has an underlying spiritual meaning. I could be tripping, but every anime that I come across, there's always a deeper meaning within it, bro. And this is just good. Like, this is beyond good. When my mind is like just blown with amazement, with like I'm just, wow, nigga. Wow. It's really given, never underestimate your opponent. Deadass. This is exactly what this battle gave. For real. Like, he literally, like, honored the two who unfortunately passed away with this W. And it's so funny because they lost 2 sisters and she's 2 within 1. So it's like, yeah, even though we lost, we low-key got back a victory in a sense. And it gave the people hope. It gave humanity hope. You feel me? And I feel like it struck a nerve within the gods. I can't wait to see what's next. And I also feel like Poseidon died because he thought he was bigger than the program, because supposedly there were 13 gods and he murked one of his brothers. You feel me? So I feel like that's why he got murked, in a sense. He betrayed his own brethren.